Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is May the 28th, 2021, and today the topic is Touch Not My Anointed. Speaking of, y'all, I'm telling you, I was ready for a while, to be honest. But hey, as it goes, things try to happen. So my other device was acting all funny, talking about, the app isn't working, X, Y, and Z. And so I just decided to be patient, take the time I restarted my device, same thing happened. So I decided to uninstall the app and then reinstall the app. And of course, it took a while. But hey, I'm here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, technically on time, since, again, the whole purpose is to get something out before 6 or get something, podcast out at 6 and whatnot. So here I am. Just a heads up. I mean, you guys know today is Friday, so the plan is for me to go live. I'm going to be interviewing Miss Allison Clark. And yeah, so be on the lookout for that at 7 p.m. tonight on our Facebook and our YouTube. The live will also be on my main page. If you guys know me personally, it'll be on my personal page on Facebook as well. And then it should also be on godsexandlove.com eventually. Yeah, I guess the only other thing, I could tell you guys about yesterday. Long story short, your girl got everything on her little to-do list done, so thank and praise God for that. One of the main things was getting my closet and all this stuff organized. Got a little help to do that, and so thank and praise God for people that have talents and gifts, because shout out to the Southern Concierge. I might as well put her out there. I've had her come and, help me out in different areas to just get decluttered and get better organized and, all those things. And so, so she came and reimagined our closet in a way where it's just so much more functional. So thank God for her. Shout out to Miss Tashita of the Southern Concierge. You guys can look up her Instagram, things like that. I told her yesterday, I'm like, man, you have a gift, because all of this was the same stuff that was in here. It's just the way I had it was not feasible, but the way you set it up is just so much better. So that was one of the main things. And then also, I don't know, I guess I might as well thank y'all, because apparently y'all been praying. Y'all been praying for your girl, because I had an audition that I worked on and submitted yesterday. And I feel pretty good about it. I enjoyed the role, and I feel like my auditions were solid. And so, like I said, y'all must have been praying for a sister, because, I told y'all how I was feeling about all of that. And so I just thank and praise God that I was able to again find some type of joy with my audition process. And and so my agent gave me good feedback and whatnot, so we'll see what the Lord do. We'll see what the Lord do. I've seen some things pop up about the project this morning. I'm not gonna say that, I don't know. We'll see what the Lord do. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yes, I got the role, or I don't got it. I don't know. But I guess I'll let you guys know when I can, if I can, if I do get it or whatever the case is. But all I say is, I'm just glad I found some joy in doing the role, and thank you all for the prayers. Apparently, What else? That's about it. Like I said, I worked on my different tasks and whatnot and getting some things going. So they're just thanking and praising God for, again, this season, and, the blessings that are coming in, and, the things I've been able to do and all of that. Shout out to you, and I appreciate, the encouragement in regards to my morning routine and everything like that, because I almost didn't do the whole thing, but I went ahead and knocked it out, so did my full routine this morning, everything like that. Oh, okay. Let me tell you guys, this is just a side note. Don't have anything to do with anything per se, or maybe it has something to do with my routine. But anyway, long story short, so your girl had to face reality yesterday, y'all. Okay, well, I don't know if it's TMI or whatever the case is, but yeah, I had to face reality because as I was getting ready for my audition, I wanted to wear some jeans, and I kept, like, every pair of jeans that I grabbed did not fit your girl. And so I was like, you know what? I guess maybe I have gained some weight. Like, people have been saying it, and it was funny because, like, the reactions to me at my sister's event, I think it was Sunday or whatever the case was, like, I know some of my aunts feel like, oh, you da-da-da, and I'm like, but they always say that, you know, and personally, I haven't felt as if I've physically changed, you know. Of course, I noticed my little pudge and all that stuff, but I feel like I've always had a pudge, so, you know, for me, I haven't really noticed much differences. Like, I mean, maybe I've noticed a few things, but I guess I don't know, but like I said, I grabbed it, like, every pair of jeans I grabbed yesterday to put on for the audition, they wouldn't go up. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, well. But I mean, I'm not. Now I would say, like, earlier this year, like when I tried to put on this dress, and I don't know if I told you guys about it. I can't remember, but anyway. I felt weird then. Now I don't necessarily feel weird. I mean, actually, it was a good time for me to find that out, because since I was clearing my closet and doing all that stuff yesterday, I was able to just go ahead and be like, all right, well, boom, they don't fit. Let me go ahead and put them in the giveaway or whatever the case is, because, yeah, I mean, I haven't done a good closet purge in, like, a while. So, I mean, and then, I mean, maybe, you know, it's time for some new things anyway, too. So, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. So I was telling my husband about it yesterday, and he just was like, oh, well, was that something you want to change, you know, X, Y, and Z. So here's my thing. Like, anytime I say anything about weight, he automatically starts talking about, like, us eating better. And here's my thing. I'm like, look, man, I barely eat as it is. Like, you know, and I'm not sitting here trying to be like, I mean, yeah, we can eat better, or yeah, we can start. Like, I think we're working on, you know, cooking for ourselves more, and like all those different things, and trying not to eat out as much or whatever the case is. But at the same time, I'm over here like, look, man, like, I guess I just don't personally feel like I need to be on some type of diet right now. Like, I mean, you know. Because, I mean, I'm still small, like, you know what I mean? Like, unless I'm just in denial. I guess people can tell me, y'all can let me know if I'm in denial or something, but I feel like I'm still a small person. I've always been small. So for me to fill out a little bit, I mean, I don't know. I guess I've always wanted to, you know, look like a woman, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to look like a little girl all my daggum life, or whatever the case is. I mean, I don't know, it's one of those, I don't know. Anyway, maybe this is off topic, so my apologies. But it kind of goes hand in hand with me in this whole process of me, you know, in the morning and getting up and doing the workout portion, warm-ups, stretches, all that stuff. Because again, me doing anything physically, it was a process for me to get to this point. So, you know, I am taking out time every day to, you know, warm up and stuff like that, and my warm-ups include crunches and whatnot. And so I'm like, you know, I am being physically active, at least more physically active than I ever been in life, probably. The fact that I'm doing it 6 times a week, you know what I mean, for the most part, and you know, so I don't know, we'll see. But as for now, I'm just embracing, you know, almost 35-year-old miracle, and I'm okay with, you know, being a little bit more filled out, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but anyway. So that happened yesterday. But yeah, so I woke up this morning, I did my full routine as I shared with you all just now, and you know, I did my prayer meditation and everything like that. And yeah, it felt good to go ahead and do it. You know, it felt good to have that time of worship and all that, you know, and to do the prayer meditation. I was slightly distracted, not too much, but just a little bit. But yeah, so afterwards, I didn't necessarily, I just kind of sat there for a moment, and then I was like, well, what is the topic today, Lord? And then I was reminded that I was woke and up, or that I woke up at 3:47. I dropped my pen, but anyway, it's not good. Yes, I woke up at 3:47. So I did look up Bible verses centered around that this morning before I got up. But I feel like I probably have talked about Lamentations before, but it sent me to like Lamentations 3:47. And so I kind of looked at it a little bit, but then I just kind of was like, okay, well, let me just, look at it later, X, Y, and Z. But after my prayer meditation and everything, I decided to go back to Lamentations. So here we are, because it kind of just, I guess, put a reminder to me, or what, stood out to me in this passage this go around, is this idea of touch not my anointed. This idea of, how you handle people, and then God's people in particular. So let me share with you guys Lamentations 3:47. It says, we have suffered terror and pitfalls, ruin and destruction. So obviously that's all that verse right there says. So what did I do? I went deeper, right? I decided to go ahead and check out Lamentations 3. I did read the entire thing, so that is the Go Deeper section for today. Shout out to whoever's watching me live. Good morning. But yeah, so let me share with you guys what stood out to me. So verse 22 in Lamentations 3 says, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. So if you look at Lamentations 3, right, the first 1 through 21 is all this person just pretty much kind of just talking about, good morning, Shade Tree. I should have known it was you. And next time I'm just gonna be like, hey Shade Tree. I'm just kidding, because then it might not be you and it'll be weird. But anywho, yeah, good morning, man. So yeah, 1 through 21, it all kind of is this person is basically I've seen tough times, and they start talking about all these tough things that's going on, or all these terrible situations, it sounds like. But then when it gets to verse 22, it says what I just read to you all. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassion never fails. That's one of those things. It's and I think again, that's why I feel like I've talked about this passage before, because again, it stood out to me, the fact that in spite of all the stuff that person was going through, it's they kept in their mind that God was there still. Shout out to the second person that's watching me live as well. So in verse 21, it says, in verse 24, it says, I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. That, like I said, I feel like that whole thing right there is just powerful, because when you're going through stuff, can you have that mindset, right? Can we have that mindset that, I'm going to wait on God? Like I said, I've been challenging myself to do that in this season, and all I'm saying is I'm seeing blessings in my life about it and whatnot. And so I guess, I'm challenging all of us to let's try to work on that, because I know it's kind of easy to just, when we're going through stuff, to just focus on it, get down in the dumps about it, just let it beat us down, let it keep us down, all those things. And it's I feel like if we allow ourselves to stay in that place, then we're not trusting God, and we're not doing what he wants us to do. And that means that we off target, we off track. And that's just me and my little humble opinion about, things like that. But then verse 37 and 39 stood out to me as well. And it says, who can speak and have it happen if the Lord has not decreed it? Is it not from the mouth of the Most High that, here I go with my writing, but anyway, that something, calamities and good things come? Why should the living complain when punished for their sins? So, I guess that passage stood out to me because it's it's a reminder that, all things, that God is in control of all things. And, Yeah, I mean, the good, the bad, it's like, it's things that God allow. Now, I know people have issue with that, right? People take issue with that. Well, why would God allow bad to happen? X, Y, and Z. But then, I mean, I think that verse at the end kind of sums that up too. It's like, well, why should the living complain when they're punished for their sins? Like, sometimes things happen, not all the time. I'm gonna say, sometimes, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just gonna say, according to this right here, sometimes there's repercussions to actions, right? So, I don't know, just something to think about. That's just something to think about. I don't know if that has anything to do with the topic of today, but like I said, it stood out to me this morning, so I wrote it down. Now, the next set of verses that stood out to me in Lamentations 3 was 55 through 57. It says, I called on your name, Lord, from the depths of the pit. You heard my plea. Do not close your ears to my cry for relief. You came near when I called you, and you said, do not fear. This right here, y'all, like, actually, this right here, I guess, was the inspiration behind the topic. This is what actually reminded me of a quote that I shared, I want to say yesterday, on our page, on the Facebook page, and I'm gonna share the quote with you momentarily. But yeah, when it comes to God's people, man, it's like, we gotta just, you gotta really be careful about like what you say, what you do, just the other people in particular, just, other people in general is what I'm saying. But especially God's people. Check out this quote. Here's this quote right here. It says, you better watch those people that bounce back from everything that was meant to destroy them. Those are God's people, and they're not to be played with. Like, at the end of the day, like, now the person, if you read the rest of the Lamentations, you'll see that person is kind of like really, really referring to their enemies, really being like, God, you see what they're doing, you see how they're mocking me, you see all these things. And that's the thing, like, when people are trusting God, right, and they're not taking vengeance in their own hand, they're like, they're trusting God fully to avenge them, whatever the case is. I know in Lamentations now it's in there about like, God's not going to let too much happen, you know what I mean? Or it's not going to let like there will be justice type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? And then, as you saw in that section right there, 55 through 57, this person is praying out to God, and God said to them, do not fear. And so, it's just one of those things. It's like, don't touch God's people, man. Like, you might want to just leave God's people alone, because it just don't look good for you. That's all I'm saying. Now, I mean, yeah, I don't even know if there's any more that I can say to that. It's just, yeah, I mean, well, how can I say? Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys the Bible verse of the day, because not only is it, a reminder for those that maybe unbelievers or maybe other people, like not to touch God's people, or just to keep in mind that God is going, like, for the people that really, really trust him and are praying to him and are, seeking him and all those things, that he is going to be there for them. It's like, here's something that's for us as well as God's people. So check this out. Colossians 3:12. It is the Bible verse of the day. To me, confirmation as well, but hey, it's for God's people. So here you go. It says, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. So that's something for us today. You know what I mean? It's that reminder of, yeah, you guys people, and that made me think about Lamentations too. It made me think about that prayer that person was praying. They're like, hey, God, you see what they doing to me, X, Y, and Z. But and we like that, right? We human. We have moments where we're just like, man, when you gonna avenge me, and all this stuff. But in the midst of that, what we need to do is, again, as it says here, show more compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience with other people as well. And honestly, by doing that, as the word says, that kind of leaps coals onto those that it kind of leaps coals onto their heads. And it's like, if you really want to get people back, That's what you're supposed to do. And that's kind of like, I think I shared with you guys before that whole mindset or that thought is kind of I don't know if that's a bad thought or not. But I mean, well, it's what the Bible asks us to do, to trust God and to, let Him handle it and everything like that. And so by doing that, by being kind in spite of, by being humble in spite of, by being gentle in spite of, by having patience in spite of, whatever it is that you may be going through, or whatever trials and tribulations that may come your way, especially from other people. That if you really want to get somebody back, you might want to just go ahead and trust God and do that. And I know, and it's definitely not our first thought, right? Let's be honest. Like, that's not our first thought. If somebody do something to us, our first thought is to get back, and that's to be honest. Or our first thought is to defend ourselves, or whatever the case is. But that's another type of strength. That's the next level thinking, to really, really be able to trust God and to allow Him to handle it. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I guess it really just depends on how you want to live your life or whatever. But yeah, if you really want to see some get back happen, then let God handle it, and that's a whole nother thing. Well, friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Again, you guys can see your girl live tonight at 7 p.m. if the Lord's will. Chit-chatting with Miss Allison Clark. So go ahead and hit the notification bells, subscribe to Facebook and YouTube and all those places, so you guys can catch us tonight at 7. And look forward to talking to y'all later on, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Everyone is stuck at home, but life is still happening around us every day. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and celebrations. Send your friends and family the gift of wine from the comforts of home. Wine shop at home with Miracle of Wine. Wine, gift baskets, wine accessories, and more at miracleofwine.com.